All right. So this is a sad one to do, but I definitely wanted to voice my opinion on the situation. We have the Florida high school shooting. Young man, 19-year-old young man by the name of his last name is Cruz. And here we are yet again with another case of multiple deaths at a high school, with yet another quote unquote lone shooter. There have been several reports on this young man, whereas the teenagers just found him uh, a little different to be around or whatever. And for me, this particular case highlights why the Stop Snitching movement has to be destroyed, or at least snitching needs to be explained. Um, we need to do a better job at, breaking down to the youth what snitching actually is. Um, America, we've developed this culture that we are so immersed with the stigma of being called a rat or a snitch that, we won't even report people who will, who don't mean us well, who want to put us in danger and hurt us or whatever. It's like we've allowed this gangster mafia mentality or this fake code of conduct to distort our rational thinking. We would rather be in a school, or office, or any setting for that matter, right next to someone that we know has the physical ability and the resources to kill us before we decide to report this person or, seek any assistance. As far as the school goes, we have principals, teachers, custodial workers, we have aides, the Board of Education. All these people for years have allowed this bullying culture to fester, turning their heads while things are going on in these classrooms. This young man, everybody is blaming him now and, attacking him, calling him names and calling him weird and the killer. But they knew that this young man had problems. The whole time they knew he had problems. And not one teacher, the principal, the staff opt to get any mental counseling for this young man. Everyone knew that he brought guns to school. His social media footprint basically shows that, he liked to kill animals, which is a key indicator of someone who will potentially commit murder. And yet, no one offered this young man any help. And that's the problem. That's the problem. He lost his mother. Everybody, they kept saying on Fox News, one of the reporters kept saying, a lot of people lose people in their families and other people have lost their parents and they don't handle it like this. Well, everybody's mental capacity is not the same. You don't know how you're going to react to especially a devastating loss like losing a parent, or losing a child. You do not know how you're going to react. And I'm not defending this young man by any means, but I wish we would get out of the culture of blaming and finger pointing at, when these incidents happen, instead of looking at ourselves and saying, wow, what could we have what could we have done in this situation? You know, the Board of Education has a duty to care for all of our children. You have children in school, they have a duty to care. And that duty to care means that they have to reprimand these students. They have to bring parents in for meetings, and they have to suggest counseling when they have students that are constantly disruptive, violent. They have to get therapy, so that the students don't, attack other students, and they're well aware of who these students are. And parents are going to have to be more responsible when it comes time to sit down having conversations with their teenagers and letting them know that, not to participate when you see someone bullying, or if you see someone ostracizing another student. It's very important that they understand that they shouldn't participate in that type of activity. A lot of teenagers are scared. Why I brought up the Stop Snitching, that movement has to be destroyed. And basically, they feel that if they snitch, it's gonna mess up their whole persona, their whole high school popularity and persona. I wanted to show a clip. I wanted to share this clip. It's from Crime Stoppers, and I found it very interesting and very helpful. So we're gonna do that. That's what we gonna do. You know how I do.
Went here, went there, did a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Hey Ash, what's up? Man, my schedule sucks.
Yes, I got this round 6 hour. Wait, you ain't gonna hit me, yo. You ain't gonna hit me. Man, you can't even walk down the hall without some mess going on. I'm sick of this crap.
I know, right? Somebody is always fighting over nothing.
I hope this won't be like last year.
Wait, you mean last year when Jamal was jumped at the bus stop after school?
Yeah, nobody even helped him or nothing.
Actually, you know Jamal, your little brother?
Yeah, and he laid there for like 10 minutes before I got there to help him. And
Afterwards, he told on the boys. Me and brother is a snitch.
A snitch? Gary, they attacked him. What if it was your little brother? What would you have done? Shonda, what are we talking about people smoking weed in the bathrooms and stuff?
What?
Yeah, the toilets are flooded, the mirrors are busted, and there's graffiti all over the walls.
Look, I'm already late, but if you really want to talk to someone, try Miss Carla, 2nd floor counseling.
What are you doing in here, Gary?
I'm your big brother. So the question is, what are you doing here?
Miss Carla,
Pass. Where your pass?
I don't have a pass, but I have a problem, and I was told to come and talk to you.
Wow.
Well, there's graffiti in the girls' bathroom, and then there was 2 girls.
That's your big problem? You come here so you can go snitching on people?
Gary, the 2 girls.
I don't care what they were doing. You mind yours and keep your mouth shut.
Gary.
I need to leave. Bye, Miss C. Bye, snitch.
You think it's cool to snitch on senior? You think you heard about telling? You like sticking your nose where it don't belong? Why my name coming out your mouth fresh?
Real talk, y'all need to stop. She's just a freshman. She doesn't even know you.
Just teach your lessons. You want one?
Not looking for a fight, especially since I just called security. You want to get AT for fighting? That's your call.
I could have taken them.
That's not the point. You fight them, then what? They send their crew after you. You send your friends after them. Is that what you want? I want to get my diploma and get out of here. And all idiots like that just make my life harder.
And what if they come after you for snitching like they did her?
So I should just sit back and let this place fall apart? There are authorities here for a reason. If I fight every time I have a problem, then when do I stop fighting? And quit calling it snitching. If you're going out of your way to get someone in trouble, that's one thing. But this is protecting yourself and what's yours. Either you decide what you want this school to be, or they do.
I heard about what happened. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm alright.
Gary, what about you?
I'm straight. My bad for earlier. You're right. I was distracted.
It's cool. Look, Shant and I have to go, but remember, it never hurts to protect yourself.
What's this?
The number to Crime Stoppers.
Crime? Seriously?
Yeah, Gary, crime. Some of what goes on here. We're not talking about school rules anymore. Assault is a crime. Theft, destroying property, those are crimes. You can either sit back and leave things the way they are now, or stand up and try to make them the way you want them to be. It's your school. You decide.
Hi. Crime Stoppers? Yes, and I have an issue.
No matter what your safety concerns are, you can call us at 873-2070.
Or, if you wish to remain anonymous and collect a reward, call 1-800-SPEAK-UP.
It's our schools, your safety, your decision.
Let me turn my mic down. Turn my mic down. Okay, so yeah, right away you saw what the young man said when his sister and the young girl came in the room. Snitching. You in here snitching, you a snitch, right away. And this is what they think. And you seen the retaliation towards the young woman when she tried to stand up for doing the right thing. So this is what a lot of the teens are afraid of, and that's why I don't necessarily blame them when adults are walking around talking about stop snitching. And this is why things like this are allowed to go on and why the students don't report it. Okay. But there's no reason why the Board of Education should be allowed to continue to receive funding and function as it's doing when all of these school shootings and all of this school violence is going on. Every day there is another reported incident of some type of violence going on in the school system. And school and church should be the two places that you don't have to worry about violence. So I wanted to share another clip with you guys. And we really need to get back to these times and to these days. Let me go ahead on, and I think I'm going to even end it here because I'm just so frustrated with what the media is doing. It's just I keep hearing about how weird he is. This guy is weird and whatever. And for the family that decided to take him in after his adopted mother passed away, I don't blame them at all because that family thought that they were doing something good for a student, and they were. They had no idea what his mental status was. But we definitely need to get back into the days of this time right here, and I'm gonna share it with you. Oh no, ad. One thing you don't need.
Lobster truffle.
We're force.
You think you can run this school? If you could, then I wouldn't be here, would I? No one talks in my meetings. No one! You take out your pencils and write. I want the names of every hoodlum, drug dealer, and miscreant who's done nothing but take this place apart on my desk by noon today. Reverend Slappy.
Yes, sir.
You are now the chief custodian, Reverend Slappy. You will scour this building clean. Graffiti goes up, it's off the next day. Is that clear?
Yes, sir. The very next day.
Detention students can help you. Let them scrub this place for a while. And tear down those cages in the cafeteria. You treat them like animals, that's exactly how they'll behave. This is my new dean of security, Mr. William Wright. He will be my avenging angel as you teachers reclaim the halls. This is an institution of learning, ladies and gentlemen. If you can't control it, how can you teach? Discipline is not the enemy of enthusiasm. Mr. Zarella.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Zarella, you are now my new head football coach. Mr. Darnell. Stand up, Mr. Darnell. Mr. Darnell will be your assistant. You know why you're being demoted, Mr. Darnell? Because I'm sick and tired of our football team getting pushed all over the field. Thank you, sit down. I want precision. I want a weight program. And if you don't like it, Mr. Darnell, you can quit. Same goes for the rest of you. You've tried it your way for years, and your students can't even get past a minimum basic skills test. That means they can hardly read. They've given me less than 1 year, one school year to turn this place around, to get those test scores up, so the state will not take us over to perform the task which you have failed to do, to educate our children. Forget about the way it used to be. This is not a damn democracy. We are in a state of emergency, and my word is law. There's only one boss in this place, and that's me.
Okay, guys. There he was, Joe Clark. That was Morgan Freeman playing Joe Clark. But definitely, that's what we need to get back to. We need no nonsense people on the Board of Education. I'm ready to just clear the Board of Education out and just get rid of them completely. We have no use for them. They have failed, and this needs to be statewide. Every Board of Education group, you're on notice, and get them out of there. And we need somebody like Joe Clark. We need more Joe Clarks to come in and straighten out the system. We need more mental therapy programming or treatment for students. This is what we need. What are you going to do to keep your child safe? What are you willing to do? How hard are you willing to fight? Or are you willing to continue to just send your child to school and just worry all day long, pray all day long? What are you willing to do? When are you going to tell the Board of Education that they're done? It's over. My condolences go out to the families who've lost these children. The last time I checked, the number of fatality was at 17. And it's heartbreaking for all of us in every state, all around the world. And I just pray that this is the last incident, and that the president, the mayors, these senators, congressmen and women, aldermen, I hope that they plan on getting together and really coming up with something to end violence in these schools. Gun control is not the answer. Just because you have a gun doesn't mean that you're looking to go out and kill and destroy people. Okay, there is some type of mental breakdown that happens to people. And when we know this, if you have neighbors that have mental problems or that are bullying, it is your responsibility to report those neighbors. If you have people in your community, whether it's teens or adults, and they are a danger to your community and they are bullying people and threatening people, you need to report them. The time has come to make a stand, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it done. And that's all I have to say.